Oh man.
Oh, you're just warm.
Yeah, it's pretty cold here right now. Finally hit a cold streak in Minnesota. It's been warm all year, so or all winter so far. But we're finally getting to um like sub-zero temps, so it's like -7 here now.
Oh, it's 75 degrees here. I'm just looking at the weather app.
Well, we need it. The
Mm.
lakes, the lakes haven't frozen over like they usually are by this time or whatever. So we need like days worth of sub-zero temperatures to kind of fix that and to prop up the tourists, whatever. So
You know, I wonder if Gamlor has found another streamer that has no like observers, and he decided to like swap
why?
to some other no name. I don't know.
He'll probably be on in like 10 minutes. So
Uh, I took I took my Azure certification for developing or Azure developer or Azure solutions developer.
mm,
I failed it twice.
oh man.
I scored higher my first exam than my second exam. And my first exam that I scored higher than, I didn't even do the second part of the exam because I thought I was done.
Oh
And
geez.
so by the time I hit this like the submit button or whatever, it was like, all right, here's the second half. I'm like, second half? I had just proofread all of my answers from the first half, thinking that I was done. So I'm kind of like, how did I score higher on the first test and not do the second half of the test than I did on the second attempt, in which I filled out all the answers and I scored lower on the second test. So as you can tell, I'm frustrated, confused. I feel like I'm undeserving of anything in life. Like, I feel horrible, man.
Oh man. They are the questions essay then? You said you proofread them, or are they
Well, they're
just
not essay. The second half is a whole bunch of, I won't say a whole bunch. The second half is case studies.
okay?
But each case study is like, I would argue each case study is about 500 words that you have to like parse through
Hmm.
and then put together a solution while the clock is ticking.
Oh
And
geez.
that's the second half of it,
Hmm.
right? So you have like 2, 3 case studies, like 500 words apiece. The clock is still ticking, and they dangle things in front of you, such as search documentation, right, which will take time. I think that's a trap, right? And when you search documentation, like you can only search through the Azure like documentation. You can't like Google or go to ChatGPT. No, you have to like formally go through like training material.
Hmm.
So I never even bothered clicking on it. Um, and the first half is multiple choice, but I didn't see it that much on the second attempt of my tests of there just being like a mismatch or disparity
Hmm.
where on the training material that I did, like with Wiz Labs or even with like Azure's own like practice test assessments, you have like 4 choices for like each question. Okay. The first test that I took, the normal was like A through E. And you would have to scroll down. Like it wasn't clear. It would look like you have 4 choices, but no, you have to scroll down to see the other like 2 choices. So
Oh
by
geez.
default, yeah, exactly. Like
Like
which I only discovered because I proofread when I thought I was done. I just went through each question, and I'm like, oh shoot, this thing scrolls. Oh shoot, not only do the multiple choice, not only are there more multiple choice options, but apparently the description also scrolls down of the problem. Oh God. It was, and I took this in the facility. So I would think the monitors would be large enough or have enough landscape where you don't have to scroll. It was a horrible experience the first time. But the second time, I have no excuse.
Mhm.
I made like 70 more flashcards after I failed the first test. So I'm doing like 4 mile walks with my 35-pound weighted vest, looking like a terrorist in the Orthodox Jewish neighborhood, going through my flashcards, speed walking for the next 24 hours. And then I take my second test and I score lower.
So the second test means just a retake of the right?
Pay more money. You have to let
Yeah.
24 hours go by.
How
And
long
then you
can
get
you do it every 24 hours if you keep
nope,
going? Oh,
nope. After the second attempt, you have to wait 2 weeks. Now I think you get 5 attempts a year. I think it's either 5 attempts a year or 5 attempts 6 months. I want to bet it's a year.
do you get to see what you get wrong?
No,
Oh, so they don't tell you.
they give you a report of the sections that of how you did percentage wise,
Okay.
but they don't tell you what you got wrong. They just
Hmm.
tell you opportunities to do more studying.
Wait.
I know,
So you gonna
man.
study up for 2 weeks and do it again?
Nah, I'm done. Like, like when I say like
Man up.
I did. I disconnected my phone for 3 weeks. That's another thing. Like I don't do well during the holiday season. So like
Mhm.
I learned that you don't get text messages uh, if the messages can't be delivered like within 3 days. So like I went off the grid for 3 weeks and I just studied, lift weights, lift weights, lift weights, pretty much prison. And then like the second time I failed the certification, I'm like I'll just go back on the grid, figure out what's going on in life, who's angry with me because they think I'm ignoring them. I ignore everybody. Um, so now I'm back online for like 48 or 72 hours later.
Hmm.
How's everything with you? I've been
Just
feeling sick, man. Almost blacked out working out 2 days ago. I didn't even think I could make it home. When I was walking home, I felt like I wasn't going to be able to make it. And I also felt like if I were to lay down on the beach, I would probably like pass it. I'm messed up. Something's not right with me, Sean. I don't know what
yeah,
it
that's
is.
not. So you feeling sick like flu sick or like something
No, I have no
weird?
sniffles. I have no cough, but I have a lot of pressure in my eyeballs. I feel like I don't feel stable. I feel uneasy in my workouts. I was able to do my 4 sets of pull-ups, but then when I was only able to get to 2 sets of dips, and I felt like I was going to like rupture something in my face or in my eyeballs.
Hmm.
Like things started getting blurry and dark, so I had to stop. But then even when I stopped, when I was trying to walk a mile back to the house, I felt like I couldn't make it. I felt like I was just going to collapse. And the sad part is, because it's the beach, people would just think I'm like taking a nap while I'm dead.
Oh man.
It's scary, man. It's like living alone and not having anybody to check on you. Like by the time they find my body, man, like especially if I don't wake up like here, man, I'll probably be covered in maggots and no one would know. So it's scary. Something's not right with me, man. I'm I have hella anxiety now. Like I'm thinking, was it the COVID shot that I was forced to take? Is it just something genetic with me? Meanwhile, my father died at 43. My 43rd birthday is next month. So that's playing in my head. So all right, I'm done saying woe is me, but it's like something's not right. And failing those 2 tests didn't help.
Yeah. Do you plan on going to see the doctor about it, or I'm not
I
huge
got a
on.
physical 3 months ago. They said, with the exception of one thing, I'm healthy, and they told me not to sweat the other thing. So I'm like, okay.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure what pressure behind the eyes is.
I feel like I'm
Um,
gonna have a stroke. Not that I know what it's like to have a stroke, but that's what I'm afraid of.
yeah.
Either a stroke or a massive heart attack. But I work out like once I'm almost getting a 6 pack. People are now telling me that, damn, Scott, man, you're starting to get shredded now. Like, I mean, you probably can't tell, and I can't tell because I look at myself every day. But like, I've been working out like crazy, but it doesn't matter. I still feel like ish.
Hmm.
Exception is I don't do cardio anymore. I've just been going to the beach, working on my abs in the morning, and then in the evening, I either do over the head shoulder presses or I do push ups
Hmm.
or I do pull ups and dips. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Uh, unless you go see a doctor or something, I have no idea. Although I don't anticipate doctors will do much. I was pretty low
They
to
just
seeing
want to.
a
They
doctor.
just want to give you medication. They don't want to tell
Yeah,
you what's wrong. Man. I
I
don't want
suppose.
to take medication.
Yeah, the only thing that might be valuable is if you could get blood work done to see if there's anything that's like way out of whack. Because then at least you could try to supplement maybe, or like or if there's like a marker for something. Because it's
I
like,
had blood clot testing. They were looking at me weird, like, it's all in your head. It's not. It's not in my head, man. My left foot is tingling. I don't know why. It's been tingling for like 2 weeks, even when I'm just standing. Like, and that went away mysteriously. Like, I've been getting tests done, man. Everybody thinks I'm crazy. I'm not crazy.
no, no, I don't think you're crazy. I've had that too, where my actually my whole left side has been for a while getting like tingly, randomly. But I don't know. I think maybe that there's nerve damage or something that's just creeps in or something. I don't
From
know.
what?
I'm laying around. I don't
Ever
know,
since I
man.
turned 40, man, everything's been going downhill. I don't know why. That magic number, but like it's like I'm kind of scared. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
So
yeah, no idea, man. Probably getting diabetes with all that orange juice. Just kidding.
I didn't know that was a thing. 100% premium orange. Oh, it does say from concentrate. Damn it.
Well, is that Florida's natural, or is it?
Yeah. I didn't.
I
If I
love.
would have known that it was from concentrate, I wouldn't have got it.
Oh, I don't think that matters. It's Florida's natural is good.
It's from concentrate.
That doesn't mean anything. That just means
That means
that means
it
that
has
they like.
sodium in it.
Oh, do they add sodium for that?
I mean, I don't think oranges come with sodium naturally.
Well, it'll say on the
Yes.
back. It'll probably
It
say like
says 10 milligrams sodium. Or no, 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 no.
it'll
You're
say
right. My bad. It's
orange juice
0%.
from concentrate, water, and
0. So zero fat, zero sodium, 10% carbohydrate. But then sugar is 23 grams, 11 servings.
anyways.
Yeah, so I bought a test preparation on um, Azure security, and then I bought another book on Azure containers. I started reading the security one last night. I'm on like chapter 3 now. I hope to finish the book by hopefully maybe a week from now. Maybe next Thursday. I hope to be done with the book, and
You gonna
hopefully
take a
that can
test
contribute.
for that?
I plan on reading both books and then taking the test again.
Hmm.
But meanwhile, I'm looking for a job. I think I applied using the easy button on LinkedIn to like probably 30 jobs yesterday. I didn't get. I got I got like two no thank yous, and that was it.
Yeah, I noticed that last time that I started making rounds of interviews and stuff like that. It was um, there was a lot of that. Like normally I'd submitted job apps and you'd get like a no or like a some sort of, and instead it's really just like if you don't hear from me, just don't even. That's kind of what it switched to. There's no automated like sorry. It's if you don't hear from us, we didn't do nothing. You're not it. You know. So I don't know. That kind of sucks though, because then you don't know if they even got the damn thing. Really. I mean, I guess you can trust technology, but
If I
I
could
have
get
pretty
an
good luck.
interview,
Oh, good.
I'm usually set, but I mean, and I purposely just I have this is me like actively searching for my next contract because prior to like Wednesday, I've been aggressive in my studying for my Azure certification. So,
I
what are
had
you
pretty good
saying?
luck running through a talent or like not a talent agency. What do they call them? Staffing agency thing. When they call up and be like, "Oh, we've got this," or they message you, "Oh, we got this particular whatever company on the hook."
Thing with
Uh,
staffing agencies, with me and some other people that I know, is they'll call you. Sometimes only trying to get intel from you. They want to know who you're interviewing with, and then they want the contact information. And to me, that's so disrespectful, man. You know how many I've hung up on, especially when things are getting serious, your bank account's getting low, and they call you all nice. They call you all nicely. Oh, you know, how's the job hunt going? Are you interviewing? And oh yeah, what's his name? Oh yeah. How, do you have his number? As if like, why would I give you the hire whoever's interviewing their contact details so that you can put other people against me to compete for this position? Like, so that's a huge turnoff.
yeah, they're kind of a ruthless bunch, aren't they? Because they got like it's. I assume that it's a fat check when you get someone placed, but it's like how many people do you have to go through to get a placement? So
Yeah.
probably pretty crazy. But
Meanwhile, I need, based on all this information in my brain that I've accumulated over the past 3 weeks, I need to actually like put it to practice. But I'm not going to rewrite Beach Mobile. I'm not. Um, but I don't know what else I could do to either append the Beach Mobile or a new project that I would actually commit to for the next 8 weeks.
new project. I don't know. The problem is like with projects is it's like they have to be pretty sizable to warrant like usage of all of the artifacts that Azure has out there. It's like most like 90% of projects are just like spreadsheets put in the cloud. So I don't know. I don't know, man.
I don't know either.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm back to that feeling of like thinking forward again, like 25 more years of coding ahead of me for like a company or whatever. I'm like, oh man, I don't know. I can't
Yeah.
do this.
You can go to a management position.
I don't think so. I don't think I'd be good at management
Be a bounty hunter.
anymore.
You look like one right now.
Yeah, right. If I took off like, probably like 60 pounds, I could look like a meth head right now. So
Dot, dot, dot.
but no, I don't know. I'm looking at it again, like, making like a game and hitting that and trying to or making like a standalone product and try to get like passive income off of it or income off of it is seriously like the way that it like
Do
the
people
only way.
still study to learn how to write games? Is
Yeah,
it
dude, it's
is
still.
DigiPen still a university for video game developers?
I'm not sure. I haven't looked. that in a long time.
I think we did this like a couple years ago. I think we looked this up.
DigiPen, did they go
You're
out?
familiar with DigiPen?
Yeah, DigiPen and Full Sail are like the two big ones, right?
Yeah, but I think
Yeah,
DigiPen was the top notch one.
DigiPen Institute of Technology. It looks like it's still
Yeah,
going.
I thought DigiPen was like a 4 year like curriculum, and I thought Full Sail was like kind of a community college like 2 year thing.
Full Sail.
I
Yeah, they're
remember
both still going.
because when I was like 2021, I actually put in my application to Full Sail, and I was trying to figure out how to get to Tempe, Arizona. Like they accepted my application, but I didn't know how to like finance my I didn't know how to finance my education. And I was trying to figure out financial aid with Full Sail, and I couldn't make it work. I wonder how different my life would be if I was a video game developer with
I
the
don't know. Maybe you should try it.
associate degree from Full Sail.
Maybe you should try it. They, I mean,
I don't have it in me, dude.
what to you have it in you to learn all this crap about Azure and stuff, but you got
Yeah, and I'm
time.
not throwing it away. I'm not going to throw it away so I can
No,
write
don't
C++
throw it away.
or write Rust. Are you
No,
using Rust yet to
C
build
Sharp.
video games, or is it still C++?
C Sharp's actually probably the top
C
language in
Sharp's
games.
not fast enough, regardless of
Yeah, it
.NET
is.
Core.
It's fast enough.
No, it's not.
Unity is a C is scripted in C Sharp. It's all script. They use like
Is there a
C
compiler
for net.
setting to remove the interpreter, and it just compiles straight to machine language?
I don't actually know what they do in how
So, for
they do it
example,
within
uh,
Unity, but you're writing
uh,
C Sharp.
yeah, but I guess I think with Xamarin
And Godot uses C Sharp
iOS,
too.
I think with Xamarin iOS, everything gets compiled. There's no just-in-time compiler. And I guess that's my question is with video games, whatever platform that I don't even know what platform you would be writing to. Will it be able to just compile all of your C sharp code into machine code and remove the interpreter, aka just in time interpreter? What's it? Yeah, JIT, just in time interpreter.
Yeah, I don't
No,
know, man.
hold on, it's called JIT. What's T stand for?
Just in time.
What am I missing? Just in time what? What's the
It's just
acronym?
isn't it just the JIT compiler?
Just in time. I don't know why I was trying to add another word to it and thinking that last word was forget it. All right.
I don't know what they do, but Unity uses C Sharp as its
Where's
primary
Unity?
scripting. It used to have a couple options. Godot has an option for C Sharp. XNA or Monogame now is just a framework in Microsoft, and that's all
Yeah,
C
I thought that
Sharp.
was deprecated.
You can technically use it for F Sharp too, I suppose.
I thought XML was deprecated.
XNA is deprecated, but it got picked up by Monogame, and then FNA, which is kind of like a more true interpretation of it or something like that. So
if we're talking about the console platforms, I thought that the engine was Unreal or
no,
Unreal Engine.
you can use
No,
Unreal. I mean, yeah, you
that's
can
not the
use Unreal.
mainstream flagship de facto.
Unreal has like a foothold in the like if you're building an FPS. You can build other things with it, and people do build other things with it, but I don't think people think of it first as being like, oh, I'm gonna go
Okay.
use Unreal for a 2D platformer or something. The thing is, like, like games written in Monogame. If you look at a lot of the 2D successful 2D games, there's a ton of them written in Monogame. I think Celeste, if you look at it, Celeste is a platformer. It was a really popular platformer a couple of years ago. I believe that's all written in XNA. I want to say or Monogame. I don't know what they're at for a showcase, but they have a lot of ability to port these onto different systems and stuff. So
I can't imagine writing a video game and working on it
Stardew
for like
Valley,
2
Celeste,
years full time
Neurovoider.
or more, and then like releasing it and like
To
not making
crickets.
any money. But then again, I mean, that's the same thing as a startup, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but the thing is I don't know. I don't know about spending 2 years making your first. I mean, people do it for
So John
sure.
Blow and who's the other dude that also won some awards for his video game that like it's like a 2D game, but it does 3D.
Oh, the Fez one or
Yeah,
whatever.
Fez.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you even knew what I was talking about because
Well, it's that indie game
I
that you
couldn't
mentioned.
articulate it right.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like those are huge gambles, right? You think they worked full time on their games?
Oh, probably. Yeah.
How would they get funding to pay their bills?
Well,
Or
the
you
the
just
guy
think
from
they're
Fez
just
had some sort of Canadian um money or something like that. I can't remember what the guys from Super Meatball did. Um, and
well,
then I'm not sure what Jonathan Blow did. I want to say Jonathan Blow had
I can't say
other
Jonathan, but you gotta say
games.
John Blow. That sounds
John
cooler.
Blow.
Yeah.
I want to say he had other things. But no, I mean, dude, you could. But I know there's like a ton of games coming out every year and stuff. So the chances of getting like
They
a
fell on
big hit,
crickets.
but I don't know. It feels like that or some other standalone product would be really nice to have, where you could just put it out there and you roll the dice, man. You roll it. Like maybe you get us, a 12 or something like that, and you strike it big, but you know 11 chances for a dud and one for a. I mean, that's not bad odds. So I don't know, but I guess it's yeah. I don't know.
I mean,
You'd have
they
to
learn
make a
skills when
pretty
they do
big game.
it, but I gotta figure out what my project is going to be so that I can build enough, build more knowledge so that I can finally pass the certification. The test is hard. I knew the test was going to require like diligence to. I didn't. I knew that I had to take the test seriously and commit. I didn't know it was going to be that. I mean, I'm not comparing it to like board exams or what do engineers take? What's it called? MATLAB? Not MATLAB. What do? There's the bar. There's the board exams, and what do engineers take? That's a really really big test.
I am not sure.
Okay,
I'll
I
have
knew it
to.
wasn't going to be on that level.
Well, like CPA exam is another one, like for accountants, but
Yeah, it's not.
um,
I don't even. It's likely not even on that level, right? But it was hard. They expect you to know all these different configuration settings, like stuff that you would never consider unless you're really dealing with like bottleneck performance issues because of how successful you are. Meaning that you probably already work in the space to even know about that. No, they expect you to know a lot of these configuration settings that is very obscure, that doesn't show up in tutorials.
hmm.
So there's a dynamic throttling enabled. Set that to true for I think it's Azure Functions, and I can't remember what that does anymore. There's a function app, function app scale. I can't remember these terms anymore. All these different name value pairs for configuration that is only relevant when you really are hitting the max on performance or memory. Which, if you're doing a small project, you're just not. So, but those questions are in there.
time for you to become a game developer. That's it.
I think it's called function app
Calling it.
scale volume. Function. I got my flashcards over there, but it's like 300 of them. So I don't know if I can find it within the 300 card stack with some examples of some of these name value pairs for configurations. So it's like Cosmos DB, right? That's just one platform you get tested on. Azure Functions, Event Grid, Service Bus, what else? App Service, Storage Tables, maybe something else. Event Hub.
Like Service Fabric or something like
there's SendGrid, which didn't show up on the test, but in the training material it did. I know there's like 3 more mainstream ones just for developing. It'll come to mind later. But you have like almost a dozen different technologies. Oh, containers.
Docker, yeah.
Azure Container, ACR, Azure Container Registry, ACI, Azure Container Instance, Azure Container Apps. All 3 separate things about containers, right? 3 separate areas. And then there's some questions on ARM templates, right, for deploying. Like, it's a huge amount of areas to cover. And they ask like trivia questions. Do you know anybody that's Azure certified developer?
No.
I know an Azure certified architect. And
yeah, I don't know.
I called him yesterday, like, dude, like how? He's like, oh, don't worry, you're just like my son. He failed it 2 times too. He's just like you. He's still working on it. Oh, okay.
Did we miss the last 2 weeks?
Yes.
Since Christmas. I got a letter 3 days before Christmas from the IRS saying that I owed them $16,000.
Do you?
No. So I don't understand. I just don't
You
understand
sold some
the government.
stock at a loss. You didn't report your losses to the IRS, and they assume that the $16,000 that you lost is what you gained.
Basically.
It happened to me. They told me I owed them $20,000. So I'm like, no, I don't. And they're like, you have unreported, unreported gains from your stock trades. I'm like, I didn't make any money for that year. I lost money, so I didn't bother reporting it.
That was exactly it. We had made a little bit of money, so I had crypto transactions, which we just forgot to put in there. So yeah, there was tax liability on that, but it was only the basis, like the total was like $2,000 or something like that in gains. So it's not 16,000. The other one was $10,000 in HSA distributions, which were normal distributions. They're non-taxable distributions.
Gamblor. Hey, Gamblor. We were talking about you earlier.
Yeah. And so I just don't understand. The IRS is smart enough to be like, we found money that they said that somebody reported that they gave you, but they're not smart enough to look at like the second line of any of them. Like, you made $20,000. No, I made 2,000. The cost basis was this. Or
I was on the
you
phone
made
with
$10,000 from your HSAs. No, I had 10,000 of it distributed for medical expenses.
And so like it just adds stress. If you already, like, I had lost $20,000 that year, right? I lost way more last year, but I'm talking about like, I think it was like 5 or 6 years ago. So I didn't bother even putting it on my tax form. Why? They're not going to compensate me for the money I lost. So I was like, it's income. That's not income. That's a loss. So I didn't think twice about it.
Don't losses reduce your tax burden, or is that?
when it comes to stocks, and I don't think so unless your business is like trading and you have licenses. I don't think so. I was also told that you can only deduct up to 3% of your losses each year. So someone like me last year lost 70% of my investments. I can't do the math. Actually, I probably could if I really wanted to. Like out of that 70%, I can only deduct, and I hope I'm wrong, 3% of what I lost each year, which would be forever, right?
Yeah.
Depending on the actual amount, right? But I lost a lot. IRS doesn't care; they still want their money from the prior year that
Yeah,
I
this
made a
is from
lot.
2021 that they
Yeah,
pinged me on, and it's like, man,
and they have a
just
deadline and penalties if you don't pay, and like that's added stress. I'm like,
yeah, that was exactly what
dude,
it
I
was
don't
there.
owe you any money. I don't. I will show you the losses that I've had. And like it took like I'm talking to the IRS on the phone, right? Because
Yeah,
they're relentless. If it comes down to it, they'll kick in your door. And so I didn't want
yeah,
them to kick in my door.
they'll actually like, and they have the power to like freeze your accounts and take the money until you get
They
money
have
back.
the power to grab a jar of Vaseline, put it all over their palm, bend you over with the left hand, and shove the other one up your. I don't
Yeah,
want that to happen.
I was just thinking
That would be
about
very
before.
uncomfortable.
It was just like, so I looked at it and go, okay, I've got the money. If I did owe this, I could pay this. Like, it's not gonna make me broke or anything like that. It's annoying, but if I wanted to, I could just pay it and just not even contest it. But
You don't get it
obviously
back.
we contested it. Um, but just to receive it like 2 days before Christmas, like I could imagine if I wasn't well off, like, and I had done like, what if I was just like Joe Schmo and had done a bunch of Dogecoin and missed it on my taxes, and all of a sudden 2 days before Christmas, I get like, you owe us this much. It's like stupid. I like. Just, do you have nothing better to do? And you can't even look at the other fucking line items. Like I was just so pissed off about it
So
because it's
squared
like
away now.
almost. So we sent in the the transactions or whatever for and the cost basis for that crypto, and that was reduced then to the proper amount. So we will owe something on that, but then we send in the two HSA things, and they still like looked at it and went, "Well, I can't read the document other than the first line." And so my wife's looking because we have to fill out this part two of this HSA thing, which basically says that this was all non-taxable stuff. And she can't find 2001's form, so she's like, I'm just gonna fill out 2023 and send it in. And I'm sure they're gonna send back, I can't accept 2023.
They're not gonna do it.
Yeah, so they're gonna have to probably send back a 2021 form so we could do that. I don't know. It's just so stupid. I just the tax system and how they
Was it
like
Trump that wanted to dissolve the? What politician wanted to dissolve the IRS?
it's kind of a that's kind of like a hardline Republican thing is to eliminate the IRS. There's a still a move to like switch to a national sales tax, although I haven't heard it from
Yeah.
many people. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's lame, anyways. So that was fun to get that a couple days before Christmas.
I
So
know. I would invest in jackrabbits, chickens. That's all I really need to live off the grid. Jackrabbits will just keep multiplying. I'll keep like decapitating them and eating them.
I don't know that
Chickens, I'll
about
keep.
jackrabbits. They're fast, aren't they? Just have regular rabbits.
I thought the
Then you
phrase
need a
was
dog
like
to protect the
they're
rabbit.
multiplying like jackrabbits, or is it just they're
Just
multiplying like
rabbits.
rabbits?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
jackrabbits
man.
are fast
So
though. Yeah.
get off the grid again. I just did it for 3 weeks, right? This time, give me like three females and one alpha male jackrabbit. Have them caged up, or put them all in the kennel.
Chickens.
I don't know what's it. Is it called gestation period? Like how long does it take for them
I don't know. It's
to
pretty
pop
quick.
out?
It's pretty quick.
What like
They
12
reproduce really
weeks?
fast. I don't know. I haven't had
Yeah,
rabbits.
and then get like get like 3 hens and a cock, and yeah, that'll be my breakfast and dinner. And I'm set. I don't know how much it costs to feed them. Wish there were pigs that I could just take the feces and then just feed them it again.
Dude,
But I don't
chickens,
think.
if you get enough land, chickens will just eat the bugs and stuff like that. You can free range chickens. And they all home
Okay.
like yeah, like you could feed if you want them to be, really whatever. Um you just have to have
What?
food.
I mean, what they dig into the dirt and eat worms? Like, how's that work?
They just go around like if you have ants or ticks or anything, they eat all of that. And they'll eat all sorts of shit too. Like you throw them out just about anything you spit on the ground, they'll eat it. It's
Oh, they're like fish.
they eat everything. Some chickens will even
And
eat
yet,
lice.
and yet, people don't eat swine, but they eat chicken.
A chicken will eat like mice too. They'll like attack some are will kill and attack mice. They're literally like raptors, and they'll eat them.
I don't think a
So
chicken can swallow a mouse.
they'll peck it apart and eat it piece by piece. They're vicious, really. There's chickens that kill mice and eat them.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
You're talking about the American bald eagle or a
No, no,
raptor
no. Those will
or
catch bigger
ostrich.
things and fish and stuff. But
You're talking about an ostrich.
no chickens, man. But you'd have to find a state that has a place where you can buy land without having to pay property tax.
No, I'm going to do it on condemned property that no one
Property
cares
tax
about.
is like oh yeah, you could be a squatter. You got rights then, dude. Like actually, you can squat on a house and the police can't do shit about it, like at all. It's
They
pretty
can.
stupid. No, they can't. They don't. Squatters' rights. So it's they. I was
Squatters'
just
rights.
yeah. No, I was I watched this
Well, they
article
have to
where
trespass you, right?
no, if you're
That
not
property
like
is owned by the
there,
bank. The property is owned by a bank. They could trespass you.
no.
Yes, yes. They just have to know that you're squatting.
No, they like you can't
Okay.
kick them out. Like you can't call the like people who have these houses will call the police and they'll be like, Sorry, we can't do anything about it." It's like possession is 9/10 of the rule or something. So it's like
They're
you can't. So
they're
I watched this
trespassing.
video. This guy he had squatters in his mom's house, and so he actually what he did is he waited for them to leave and he took all of their shit out and he replaced them. And now he said he's the squatter so that they couldn't come back in because he's in possession of the house, he could call the cops and have say that they're trying to attack me and get into my house. Like
Okay.
it's weird how property rights are like with squatters and stuff are really weird. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
must have
But
been a Democrat
there are I think
bill.
some states that have places you can buy things that are without property tax cuz if you have to pay property tax, you have to get money. Like, right? You can't just live off the land. You literally have to make money to pay for your property taxes. So, unless you've got like a trust set up that just makes enough to pay it. But
I want to be like Jim Jones, man. Just get off the grid, have my followers, bang them, and live off of jackrabbits and chickens
yeah.
without killing them.
Yeah, I
That's
suppose
what
you can make eggs as long
you know.
as
Who
you
Jim
keep
Jones
getting new
is.
chickens. Jim Jones, no. Doesn't sound familiar.
You never heard the phrase "drink the Kool-Aid"?
Oh yeah. Okay.
You know who Jim Jones is now?
Yeah. Yeah, so he was
Okay,
the Heaven's Gate guy or
close. Well, I think so. No, I thought Heaven's. I'm confusing Heaven's Gate with Comet Hellbop.
oh yeah. I don't know which is
I don't. I think that was. Someone can correct me, but I thought Heaven's Gate was the cult for Comet Hellbop, in which that didn't go well. Yeah, so Jim Jones went to like South America, brought a whole bunch of hippies and black people with him, and then they kind of got tired of doing slave labor, and they wanted to leave, and he was like, "No, you ain't leaving." Then some congressman came down to check up on the colony. Yeah, he started a colony, and they started passing the congressman like notes, like, "Please help me, get me out of here, please," and they would pass it on the sly. And then when the congressman would try to, he wouldn't let the congressman go. He killed the congress people, and then he killed everybody else.
Jeez.
That's the story. Jim Jones, cult leader.
So have I convinced you to start making a game yet? That we could compare notes?
I don't have it in me. I can't go from failing an Azure certification twice to giving up on that and just writing C++. You say
Not
C
C++.
sharp.
You write C sharp.
I used to be a C++ programmer, and I have no clue how I did it.
Yeah, I used to
At
write
all.
C++ too, and I don't. I know how I wrote C, but C++ like looks like a foreign language every time I look at it now. It's like I have no idea what's going on.
I can't believe peasants still programming it. I would learn Rust. But I mean, I have to get paid, man. I have to get paid. I'm bougie. Like, to pay me to write Rust, because I won't write C++, you have to pay me like, you have to pay me over 165 a year. And I would try to be content with that. That's the minimum.
Or
and I'm trying to get a new dog. So yeah, if you find any mini bull terriers in Florida, can you let me know? Puppies,
oh yeah, I
preferably
look
10
at
weeks.
mini bull terriers in Florida all the time.
Preferably under 10 weeks of age. So
no, we're looking at possibly getting dogs here this summer again. Kind of targeting like.
Didn't you have two?
Yeah, they both died.
Oh.
Yeah, one of them was like 2 years ago, and then this last fall was the other one.
Months ago. Okay.
Yeah, they're sitting on the mantle now.
You got them at the same time?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, we got our golden in like October, and then our Frenchie in December. That's 2009.
Get a mini bull terrier. Be like me. They're awesome.
I'm looking at like possibly just like black labs or something. We're gonna get if we get them.
Why I gotta be black?
What? Well, because I prefer the black ones for sure. No.
Yeah, those are usually dangerous.
No, they're not.
They're predisposed to violence.
You're right. I should get the yellow ones.
Get a white one.
The white labs. That's fine. No, but I look at I've got on Facebook. I've got like rehoming animals in Minnesota, and there's puppies on there all the time. And yeah, on Facebook they have like these groups, and this one's like rehoming animals in Minnesota. They have puppies all the time in there. So, man, there's gonna be. I don't know. I haven't seen a bull terrier yet though. I'll let you know.
I can't find one, man. I can't find one. I see them in Texas and in California. They're like $3,500 now. I paid $1,500 for mine. Oh, it's like $3,500 now.
Yeah, you might have to travel. I don't know, unless you can find a breeder. Yeah. You think Target would have made them pretty popular, but I don't know. Maybe not.
Let's say Friday after next made them popular. Well, they're not popular because I don't see them. My dog was so unique when I would take it out. You don't see him. You don't.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Wasn't the or no, that was a different kind of dog. I was thinking of
Spud McKenzie
Rascals, but I think they had like a American dog, maybe.
I think they had a bull terrier.
Oh man,
it was definitely a terrier of some type.
Target's a bull terrier.
Look, there's my mom. Whoopee.
Famous bull.
Did you ever watch that movie?
Spud McKenzie's. Yeah, I did.
McKenzie was a Budweiser.
Okay. Let's see, famous bull terriers.
But there's a difference between bull terrier and mini bull terrier.
Oh, you need a mini bull terrier.
Yeah.
The hell's a mini bull terrier? Oh,
It's a miniature
version of a
version of
bull terrier.
just like a miniature or a miniature Doberman Pinscher or something like that.
Miniature bull terrier. Yeah, if you want a puppy though, you probably have to find a breeder.
Yeah.
If you want purebreds.
I
Otherwise, you
house
get
trained my dog
accidents.
in I house trained my dog in 2 weeks.
Our
People are
Frenchie never got
surprised.
fully house trained.
They're like, how did you do it? And like every time it pissed, I mashed the space into it. That's cruel. It worked.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
reading like it's like to do it, you're supposed to like when you get puppies, you're supposed to let them out like every half hour to start or something like that, and then it's like every hour. I don't know. There's and then you put them in your kennel at night so that they learn how to control themselves because they won't pee in their own kennel. So, but it has to be
No,
small
just use
enough.
violence. Yeah, I want another mini terrier. So,
Maybe you could find one in Minnesota. You could fly up next week and go ice fishing. I'm off next Thursday, Friday to go ice fishing. Actually, I won't be here next Friday.
you keep taking advantage of your unlimited vacation.
No, I don't take advantage of it. I just decided to take 2 days.
Slap it.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm gonna be working on it. I have Monday off too because it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So
Are you done with conferences? Is there any desire
I don't know.
to
I thought
contribute
about
to the community?
trying to submit to KCDC, which is I think due on the 26th. So, but I don't know. I just don't know. I've got to spend time trying to do something to make money on the side. I think so I can.
So crack.
Yeah, I thought about that. I just don't have like a supply chain set up. Just fucking random.
And I'm actually thinking about, let's see, Sinoa. I don't even know how to say the word. Is this Sinoa? Sinaloa? How you say the name of that cartel?
I have no idea. I
I
don't
think
know.
it's
I don't
Sinaloa
know the name of
cartel.
cartels by. Yeah, I think meth would be a little easier in the Midwest to
Just
hawk.
go to a Indian reservation. You'll find your
I'm
link
gonna start
there.
growing psilocybin mushrooms and come on.
You're gonna drive people crazy.
Hmm?
So you're gonna drive people crazy. They're gonna be jumping through windows.
Yeah, that could be.
Uh,
But
um, I think, yeah, it's if I had a vagina, it would be so much easier for me to make money.
oh yeah,
It
yeah.
would. Oh my god, man! I'll just be on OnlyFans doing this the entire time, and people will just be sending me $10 every like 30 seconds.
I think you could probably make money as a
I'm
dude.
gonna get a sex change and get a weave and start doing this. It's like I agree with you. Like trading stocks or crypto, it's gambling.
Yeah, pretty much everything you do is a gamble. It's just what's the risk
Like
or the potential outcomes for it.
I don't know what else to build that hasn't already been built. And that sounds ignorant, but I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Is like the thing about games is you're building content, and you don't have to necessarily do something that hasn't been done before, or really compete because there's usually some like property to it that is unique, and it's always a story or whatever, or the artwork is unique or whatever. So actually, really, the coding part of games is really not the hardest part. It really isn't. It's like
It's the testing. The
No,
debugging?
it's testing, but it's a lot of it is the getting the art and the assets and the sound and the playthrough and the play and deciding it's all the creative work that you have to put into it other than the
You think
coding.
Dolly's good enough to facilitate that?
Dollies?
Dolly, I thought that was the name of the
Oh,
generative
yeah.
AI for art.
Yeah, but you can't like Dolly or Chat GPT is great for coming up with like for like brainstorming ideas, I think, because you can be like I've been doing one like on a story about, well, what if I took a story like this and it'll fill in details for you, like, okay, I want my main character to have this kind of a backstory. Can you come up with someone for it? Like, or here's what I've got for a skeleton of a backstory. Can you give me details? And dude, that'll do. And then like make me concept art for this character or that kind of stuff. It does great at, but you can't just be like, give me a completed sprite sheet of this, please, thanks. It doesn't work that way. I don't know. Maybe there's AI programs that will build you sprite sheets and stuff, but uh, Dolly's not precise enough to do that effectively. Because you can't just say, give me, here's a picture, make this person, running animation. Give me all the frames of a running animation for this character. So, but then there's two. It's like
And
making
have it 3D screenshots of that time frame or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah, and then like to make like all of the then you have to make music and you have to make sound effects and you've got to have like, I mean, you don't have to have these things, but to beat a completed game, you'd want to. But yeah, I don't know. I still think that that's, even though there's a lot of you know people in that space, I still think that that's probably one of the ripest place for to make like some money. And the thing is any game that you make could be a smash hit and like could be the ticket out. But you're not gonna get that with a
Flappy
job of like,
Birds. Was it Flappy Birds or Angry Birds? I don't know which one
yeah,
was
yeah, those
called.
guys that made both of those. It was the guys who made Angry Birds, they failed. They made a bunch of games that just did shit. And it was like, I don't remember if it was their last game that they were gonna do or something like that, or and they came up with Flappy Birds and that, or not Flappy Birds, Angry Birds, and that was
I,
like
I
pitiful.
I saw this ad on my phone. I hate the name. It's stupid. I really wish they would rename it. Prompt engineering. Make $100,000 a year. I hate that name, and it looks like it's
Prompt
going to
engineering.
stick.
Yeah, it is.
Prompt engineering. I hate that name. It's
It's more
basically
of like a design than, yeah, I don't know.
be a Googler for learn how to write Google queries or Google search text. Like there's nothing about engineering. There's no QA. I hate that name, but the media took on to it. I'm done venting. It's just you get a degree that you worked really really hard for, so that you could practice engineering, and then they just fabricate the engineering name on something that any teenager can do. You
Yeah, I'm
can tell
sure
it
that they
bothers
thought
me.
of that about programming too at first, but software engineering is a discipline for sure. So
Let's create a prompt engineering boot camp.
there you go. All right, go on ChatGPT and whatever. Uh,
You know, people shouldn't, in theory, people should be able to purchase hardware and software. I'm trying to figure out how to say this. What's preventing labs from being miniaturized and going into people's homes, and like every couple of weeks or once a month, people running their blood through a lab and then uploading it through images, and then the AI or the machine learning can identify things that look weird, and
I thought that
then
they do that with
the
I
one
know
lady
it
went to
doesn't mean a
jail
lot of
for
it
it,
is.
right? The lady that wanted to be Steve Jobs, and she had a deep voice, or she changed her voice, and she wore black
Yeah,
turtlenecks. I think she tried, but I don't think the technology was there yet.
yeah. 'Cause home testing would be like, isn't a lot of these chemical tests, and you need so much blood, and then to be successful at taking blood isn't exactly like there's some skill to be able to take
No, look,
blood.
look, look, look. Like, here's a use case. Like, I meet a chick, I run through her like later on that night, and then the next morning I'm like, yo, just ran through this chick. Let me go ahead and piss aside this cup, or and then like take a selfie of my urine cup, and then like have the machine learning like
I don't
do
think it
whatever it
works that way,
does,
man.
and then let me know if I'm something suspect, and then it schedules a doctor's appointment or
Yeah, I don't
or
think
a,
it works that way. I think maybe Well Found might have something like that, but or not Well Found. Well something. I don't know. There's ones where you could get a at home test for things
there
and
should
then
be something that's like,
spit in it and you send it
all
back.
right, hey, I need you to sign this consent form,
Well Found.
and I need to take this tack and draw some blood, and then you run it through, and then everything checks out. She signs a consent form, you're good to go. That's safe sex,
Yeah.
legally and health wise.
Let's take you to the consent booth. First, we'll check you for AIDS or
You think movie
STIs.
stars do that? You think celebrities do that? They have consent forms for the people they bring home.
Maybe, probably. I don't know.
I think I saw that in the movie,
There's
the
spits for
Wonder
some
Bee. Was
reason.
it the Wonder Bees? I forget the name. The musicians. This movie came out like 8 9 years ago.
No, I remember
Um,
there was some films that have dramatized or maybe they're comedy skits that dramatized here's sign my consent form, please. And
yeah.
we need to get it notarized too, because otherwise it's probably not it's probably not bindable if it's not notarized. So
I so and so
of
agree
clear mind and body.
that I am willing to perform the following sexual acts on
Check
Scott
boxes.
Nimrod. Like, hold on, you didn't sign this one. I need you to sign. I need you to check off on this one too, or else we can't.
We can't, yeah.
I'm not gonna be held legally. I'm not gonna be part of Me Too. Nope.
Oh man.
And that is how we end our session.
Yeah, yeah, it's always. So again, I won't be here next week. I've got fishing to do, and then should be here the week after though. So
I want to see what you catch.
yeah, if I mean, I can send you pictures. But did you see that? Did I send you that bigger fish I caught last year? I mean, it's not
I don't think that was me.
Florida fish size, but it's pretty big for
You
this
caught a
point.
marlin?
The 27-inch walleye. It's a pretty big one, but it had to be sent back.
I was trying to ask somebody last Saturday morning when I was on the pier. I wanted to ask them, but I assume when people are fishing, they probably just want to be left alone. Um, I wonder how different fishing in saltwater is versus fishing in freshwater, or fishing saltwater fish versus fishing freshwater fish. Like, is it a completely different set of baits or
Well, yeah,
lures?
I think so because I mean, there are a lot bigger of fish in the ocean than there are in.
I mean, there are larger fish in the ocean if that's what you're going for.
Yeah, I mean, the large fish you can catch freshwater, like they're very large catfish. There's sturgeon and muskie, I think, are like the kind of like three bigger ones. But
Do
I
people
don't
eat
know.
sturgeon?
I don't know that. I don't know. I
I
really
don't
don't
think
know.
they
I know they
do.
catch them, but um, but I mean, you got like those giant fish, man. You're gonna have like huge hooks with like chunks of bait on them. I mean, I don't know, but if you're trying to catch smaller fish in the ocean, I have no idea. I assume it's a lot different. People have those giant poles. You have these tiny little
What
ones.
do you put worms on yours?
Minnows usually.
Okay.
So,
Is
although,
worms, is that still a thing or no?
yeah, no, you could run it if you're bass fishing and stuff like that. Worms are used a lot, or like in the summer. We don't really use worms in the winter, but wax worms maybe for like panfish. But I don't know.
Use tapeworms.
You don't even need bait. Sometimes you just use you just use lures and spinners or whatever, and they'll bite on them. So, but
I have a vision of the movie Jurassic World where they put a great white on the hook to catch
oh
uh,
yeah, that's right. Or wasn't that wasn't that not to catch them, but to just like feed them? They had it hanging from a bait hook.
well, yeah. It was for entertainment in the stadium like thing. Whatever. What do you call it? Do those have a formal name? They're not stadiums, or what do you call it?
The aquatic ones? I don't know what they.
What do you call the aquatic place where people observe mammals jumping out of water?
I don't know. A tank? I have no idea.
Okay, I don't think that's the name, but
Fish
okay.
tank,
No, where you it's outside
like
and
SeaWorld or whatever.
it's like it's yeah, but it's not closed off. It's open, right? So you have three sides to contain the fish, and then there, but then the other side is open, but really underneath the water there's like a gate, right? In case they need to free the whale or whatever. I was just curious what that was called because I'm tired of using an entire sentence to try to describe the concept. If there's just one word for it,
Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard a word for that. I guess I could look it up.
aquadium. How about that? I'll make up a word.
An
The
aquarium?
aquadium.
Aquarium? Yeah, why not? At my kids' school, they have a cafeterium. So they make like
Why?
they have the cafeteria during the day, but then you can like take all the tables and chairs and put down chairs, and then it's an auditorium. It's weird. I don't know why they didn't just create a separate auditorium.
That sounds
But
because taxpayers don't want to pay.
well, they made us pay for like so much other things, but well, there was a referendum. It's just there's people are nuts.
You don't want to pay your taxes. I don't. I'll tell you offline because I can't say it online. Which taxes I don't think I've ever paid.
Oh,
Ever.
which taxes have you never paid? Sales tax. No, only in South Dakota maybe, or so Oregon. There's some places that don't have sales tax, don't have income tax, whatever.
The private chat is.
Oh,
I don't think I've ever paid. Ever.
I don't think you have to. That goes through your that would be your apartment.
On your W-2, it automatically comes out, but even corp to corp, I've never.
Wait,
I'm not a homeowner.
you have an income tax through that?
So in Ohio, you have state income
Yeah,
that you have to pay.
yeah. Minnesota you have state as well, but you said not state though. Huh? I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you a
I'm sure
resident?
New York City wouldn't play that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you might get audited at some point, but state. I wonder what it is. What is
I
the
think the
state
limit
of?
for auditing, I thought was like 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, I want to say it's
I've
like
been in
7
Florida
years.
for like 11 years.
Huh. Well, you're screwed now. They probably have a million IRS agents watching this. And they're gonna call around to every tax precinct you can think of.
I'm gonna barricade myself with my AR-15 that I don't have.
Why not?
I'm scared of guns.
You should buy an AR-15. It'd be.
Okay, if
It's
I have
really
a
good
bad day,
for.
it's likely other people won't have a good day either. So.
It's really good for protection.
Are you a carrier? I think we had this conversation.
No, I'm not. I'm not a carrier. I've got like a BB gun in the house, but I don't have any other guns.
You don't have Ninja
I shouldn't
Stars.
say that. I think about that every once in a while. Like, man, maybe I should have a gun just in case we got home invaded or something. Like, and then I think about it. I'm like, My biggest fear is that because every so often I wake up in the middle of the night just paranoid. I've got this like fear that I'm gonna wake up one night and I'm just gonna get paranoid and I'm gonna grab shit and start killing people. And
Like that
before
South
I even
African guy,
realize
he
what
just got released from
happens,
prison.
yeah, like before I even realize what happens, I wake up and suddenly like, I've killed my family or something. I've got
Yeah,
that like, so I don't know. I'd have to like lock it up and like put it away somewheres where I couldn't even
which kind of
find it.
defeats the whole purpose.
Yeah,
Well,
because
like
then like,
you want to lock it away from your children, but then if it's go time, like, do you really want to be shaking, trying to get it open, dropping the key because
yeah, and then
your
putting
fight
the
or flight is going
yeah,
on? And
yeah. So I don't know. I've thought even that with because I've got like my dad got me these throwing knives a few years ago for some reason, and I have them in my room, and I'm
I
afraid one
think
night
you
I'm gonna
would.
grab them and just start.
I think the solution, what I would do is get a get a frame, like a portrait frame or a picture frame, like that you would hang on the
Mhm.
wall, and use that to cover a little cubby that you carve out of your wall that is out of reach of children, and no one knows about it unless someone gets thrown into it and the picture falls off the wall. And that would be the spot to quickly run over, grab. It's already locked and loaded, and then you can empty the clip.
I think there's the standard is to kind of get one of these like thumbprint boxes, or whatever. You put your thumb on it to unlock it, and then you can get into it. I don't know.
Would you trust that when it's go time?
I don't know. Maybe.
You know how many times I have to enter in my PIN code on this biometric laptop because it won't accept
I know.
my
My
index
phone, the same
finger?
thing. I don't know.
Uh,
But yeah. And I
get a
suppose if you're,
slingshot.
yeah, slingshot, yeah,
Got
swords,
him.
knives. I don't know. Boomerang maybe, or like get
I
like
don't
a
think this
giant
will come
like a
back if you
samurai
miss.
sword maybe. I don't know.
That's it's scary, but it's too up close and yeah, it's too up close and personal. And plus, it's likely that they're strapped. If they're the one breaking in, if it's a home invasion, especially at nighttime, chances are they're the ones that are strapped.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I
Unless it's
guess
a drug addict that's high as hell,
that would be the only thing I'd be
someone
afraid
that's
of.
someone that's performing an operation in the middle of the night as a home invasion, they're going to be strapped. It doesn't make sense for them not to be,
Yeah. Well, unless it's like you
unless
said,
they think you're on vacation. But they
unless
would do
it's
that during the daytime,
yeah,
and they would
unless it's
dress
a
up as some
drug.
type of maintenance worker or something.
Unless it's a drug person. Um, like there's people that are meth and fentanyl out everywhere. So I don't know. Like you get weird people.
I was watching the. So my sleep is the best. So like 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm watching YouTube, and they're in Baltimore. I would choose Cleveland over Baltimore. I would choose Detroit. I don't know about Detroit, but I would choose Cleveland over Baltimore. But they're in Baltimore, and they have a naked dude just walking down the street, butt naked, except he has socks on, and he walks inside like a convenience store. And this is like, so then like two police cars or squad cars pull up, and they show the store video of this butt naked dude just walking through an aisle past another guy that's like shopping. And he's like, and the dude just casually just walks in the back of the store, opens up the door, walks up a flight of stairs. I don't know if he owned, I don't know if he was a storekeeper or employee. I don't think so, but he was just casual with it. And make long story short, I say all this because he had to be on some drugs just to be walking around butt naked on a street corner
Hmm.
and through a convenience store. And they had to get a riot shield, and because now they were like in a stairway trying to get to him upstairs, and he tried to attack an officer with a knife, and they had to gun him down. Yeah, get a riot shield. The moral of my story is get a riot shield.
There you go. Get a
That's
riot shield.
safe.
Reminded me of a video I watched. This guy who was a little overweight. I don't know if he was butt naked or if he had just his shirt off or whatever, but he's in there complaining about. He's like, I was just trying to go and I was hot or whatever, and I'm just trying to walk down the street and I don't know. It ends with him being like, and I got, and he's like, and I got 2 court appearances now, one for each titty. It's just so
Was that a TikTok video or something?
yeah, I don't remember where I saw it.
I
It was
really
like a
hope the U.S. bans TikTok. It's a
yeah.
separate subject.
Well, it doesn't like TikTok goes away. It's Reels or YouTube Shorts will take its place as
Ban
the
that too.
yeah. Short form video like that is really like a I don't know, it's the thing is like it's really great. You get like a lot of like really good little tips and things like that, but just so you can spend so much time scrolling through it and just pointless.
I mean, you know, China's policy. Like China heavily regulates that stuff, and
Yeah.
so
Well, and they like they from what I understand too is they control the algorithm to make it, you know, to present
they
things
dumb
that
us down, and they
yeah,
use it to educate their own locals or
yeah,
natives.
to elevate,
So,
yeah.
so when it's go time and we finally go to war, like they'll have the advantage when it
Yeah,
comes to
we'll see.
like intelligence, street smarts.
Yeah, well, let's hope that never comes. I don't know.
They have a policy in regards to the feminization of men, where they ban feminine male bands. Like China, I would move there, but I know they'll treat me different. They won't accept me with open arms.
I think Russia does the same thing.
During COVID, I heard they were treating like Africans like crap. African migrants.
Mm.
I think a lot of countries treat African migrants like crap. That's one of the things that is different between African Americans and Africans in other countries. Like African Americans, countries think we're like very well to do because we're still American, but Africans, like you're from like Ghana or like Rwanda or whatever, like they don't get treated the same. I don't think. I lived overseas before, like yeah. So
I don't know.
is that the
So, I
same thing
mean,
with white people? Can someone what's
no,
a poor
I'd
white
say
country?
it's a little bit different. Like in so like people that were from Africa when I was in college or whatever, you know, it was like you would you could tell the difference between someone from Africa and someone who's an African American. There's just a different culturally. They're just way different.
Well,
So
they're probably how can I say this without being condescending? They probably represent themselves better. You would have to be. It's in your best interest to be well behaved and carry yourself a certain type of way, especially if you're a guest in a foreign country. That's kind of like why I say that. And you know what's weird is like I'll tell you about a security book, Azure security book.
hmm
The author of that book is African, and it's so you're probably like so. I agree, but it's so contrary to what I'm used to that I'm immediately like, because I look at his last name. His last name looks African, so I immediately like Google, and I think he's I think he's Nigerian. I find him on YouTube, and like I mean, he's pretty established in the community when it comes to security. Um, I say all this because I just didn't expect that because I didn't think that they had the same opportunities that we have here.
hmm
And so it boggles my mind that someone can be a published author of a book that receives praises within security or crypto security, cloud security world, and they could be like out of Nigeria, and that's just I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if he were born in a privileged country, how further he would be, even though he's hella advanced right now from a country that really doesn't have the same opportunities that we have.
Or
That's it.
or or do you think that maybe because he was born in a place that has potentially less, that it is like that is why he excelled? I don't know. People that are born comfortable
People are born in the hood all the time, and they go nowhere in life.
well, that's what I'm saying. People who are born into privileged or like advanced countries, tend to be a lot more soft and um, don't do as much. That's the thing is like you could tell. I mean, and I think you could say the same thing for you know any like when foreigners come here, or whatever. Like it's just like I don't know how to describe it.
There's at least two things that are on my radar regarding this topic. One is, regardless of him coming from like a third world country that isn't really recognized for education, um, like someone else that I'm somewhat well, I'm more tight with now than before. Um, he could just come from privilege, even in a country
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is poor. And so I don't know if that's the case, but if you come from a well-to-do family, then yeah, you probably have, maybe you don't have the same opportunity that I have, but you have a head start compared to everybody else in that country. Or the other part is, and this is what Odie told me. He said, Scott, it's not that all Nigerians are really smart in math and engineering that you observe at Cleveland State University. No, those are just the ones that were smart enough to get over here to the United States to attend Cleveland State University, and you're seeing the one percenters, and that makes sense.
yeah,
So,
yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, because it's I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, but
all right, enjoy your work day, and
yeah. Oh,
I'll
I'll tell you the one anecdote about the the uh, the African actual Africans that came to Bemidji State University. Sorry, real quick. So the pictures of Bemidji State University, if you go on, it's on a lake, so it's like they're all summertime pictures, right? And so it's like, oh, it looks like you're gonna roll up to this like gorgeous kind of like place nestled back in the woods, and in the summertime it's that way. Well, these guys came in the wintertime, and so they got off the plane. It's a snow barren wasteland. They come up to the college and they look out, and on Lake Bemidji, they have all these ice shacks, for people who ice fish. And they all thought that that's where the poor people in town lived, were in the ice shacks. Where are the poor people in the field that live in those shacks? Why are they living right next to the college? Because that was the frame of reference, is like that's the poor people shacks out there. So
that reminds me. I think I told you this probably 2 or 3 times. The first time I went to a college graduation, they kept on naming off these people that were like in the same family. They had the same family name. I told you this.
no, geez, no, no.
Yeah, so I was at Cleveland State University graduation ceremony, and they would start naming these people. A lot of them were like Indian, and they all had this last name. It sounded like summa cum laude, right? Something like that. And so it named off like 20 people. I'm like, God damn, that is a large family, and they all graduated at the same time, right? And people started looking at me all weird, right? Is it called summa cum laude, like the honorary like graduate?
Summa cum laude is the top, I think, right?
Yeah, I thought that was
Magna
someone's last name.
cum
I
laude
thought that was
magna.
someone's last name. Like,
Oh,
yeah, they were I don't know, like Kishar, Loom,
summa cum laude.
Bahol, Summa, Cum Laude. And then they would like name a couple names. Then they would name another like Ariel, Shin, whatever, Summa Cum Laude. I'm like, damn, it's a lot of those people graduating, man. They have a big family, and I was dead serious. I didn't know. Like,
They didn't. So at my college grad, they did all the summa cum laude first, then the magna, and then the cum laude, and then the rest. Like that,
okay,
they just
maybe
tiered
that was
us.
the order. I thought it was the last name.
Yeah, they tiered us so that all the summa cum laude came first. I was happy because I was afraid because I was magna cum laude and I was afraid my wife wasn't gonna be. Like she had to get, you know, just like one more point or something
You
like
met her in
that.
college.
But no,
You
no,
met
we met in
her.
high school.
Okay.
Um,
Oh wow.
but yeah, yeah, but because she would have been pissed about graduation if we didn't sit together. So I was lucky enough she was able to get magna cum laude too, and then we could sit next to each other. But
Man, you really had the American like stereotypical relationship. Like
yeah, I'm
you met
waiting
your
for the midlife crisis to kick in and it to all
you met
fall apart.
your it will. You
Yeah,
met your
because
high school sweetheart. You went to college with her. You married her. You had 2 kids with her. You're in
we
debt
were
with
married
her.
before we were to college. Yeah, so
What's that?
I think we were married before college. Well, no, maybe it
You
was
knocked her up
after.
before college?
No,
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 your
we
kids are
we that
young.
was 2012 that we had our first kid.
Okay.
So that was 2 years after graduation. So we met in
Holy
high
crap! You got a
school.
teenager?
Almost. She's 11, or no, she 12 now? No, she's turning 12. Yeah,
Okay.
sorry. She's turning 12 this summer, so almost. Yeah, she acts like a teenager though. So
Hmm.
11 and 7 are our two kids. So
That's cool, man.
yeah.
So I'm in my feelings now. I wish I had a family like that. So I'm depressed. All right, Sean.
All right. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Yeah. All right. Ciao. Bye.